Hey you guys, it's John here with Crypto Compassion. PULSECHAIN 10,000x. Now what? Well, go ahead and hit the sub, like, comment, all that kind of good stuff on the way, and it helps the algos for what we're doing here. First, we got a launch, and here it is, April 5th, 2022, and we know that PULSECHAIN and PulseX will be launching soon, and that's exciting. I'm super pumped about that. But in order to get to a 10,000x, well, one, we need to launch, but then we need to get to a 10x, then we need to get to a 50x, and then a 100x, and it's going to take diamond hands, you guys, along the way. You know, the powerful thing about Hex was that everyone staked their Hex, and that was very, very powerful for price appreciation. You know, when people stake their Hex, they're less reluctant to unstake it because they're going to get penalized, and that's no fun. So along the way with PulseChain, in order for PulseChain to do a 10,000x, I believe that extracting value along the way is important. Now, there's going to be people who are, you know, whales that are millionaires that will just simply sit on their bag, but who wouldn't want yield along the way? And if there's ways to get yield off your PulseChain along the way to a 10,000x, that's huge. One thing that I am going to be looking at is liquid loans. I believe that I will use that protocol to assist me along the way to a 10,000x. And that, simply put, is if you can extract value in the form of yield that meets your monthly budget, if you will, and then some, that's awesome. You know, for some people that could be, you know, just extracting, you know, depending on their amount of PulseChain, you know, that could be anywhere from $1,000 up to $100,000. You know, if your monthly budget is like, let's say $5,000, and you're able to extract $15,000 in passive yield off your PulseChain, well, what do you do with the other $5,000 or $10,000? I would suggest that you put it into Hex, and I would suggest that you stake that Hex anywhere from 10 to 15 years. By staking it, you know, you're time locking your investment. You're also creating discipline, you guys. Discipline is going to be key in getting us to a 10,000x. The other thing that's going to be key to getting to a 10,000x is mass adoption. Now, we know that this is going to be the largest airdrop ever, which is huge. That means a ton of crypto projects coming to the PulseChain. It also means that because of the fees being so cheap and it's just so easy for developers to develop on, that means there's going to be a lot of new projects coming to the PulseChain. And that's awesome. It's also going to take a lot of open-mindedness amongst this community for us to accept the adoption needed for us to get to the 10,000x. Well, I said 10,000x, and now what? Well, I think the one thing that would be important for, you know, people in this community to consider is finding things beyond ourselves. And I'm not saying that we don't take a look at getting the Lambos and the houses and all those kind of good things. That's fun. I look forward to that too. But I think we need to look beyond ourselves, just like what Matt from Crypto Heartbeat talks about, unlocking global generosity. I'm going to leave a description down below as far as the Compassion Cartel. There's 1,000 people in that group right now, and it's like-minded and like-hearted people that have time-locked or decided to allocate $100 of their initial PulseChain and PulseX funds to the group. It's not necessarily, you know, controlled by the group, but it's, you just kind of making a promise, and that's why it's the Pulse Promise. That being said, if it did 10,000x, that $100 of a sack would end up being $1 million for that individual. And when you have 1,000 people coming together, that's $1 billion of life-changing power for the world. You know, by getting into these kind of projects like that, that allows you to stay humble when you're out helping people that are less fortunate of us. That keeps you grounded, and I think that's important to get that perspective along the way, you guys. The other thing I'll leave a description in below is to get involved with the Hex Telegram group, the PulseChain Telegram group, and the PulseX Telegram group. It's important for you guys to get involved with those kind of individuals to help keep your perspective and keep you grounded and keep us all going in the same direction to stay strong. The other thing that's very powerful was, you know, I went to the Hexpo conference in Vegas. I also flew down to Texas to the 555 tour in Austin, Texas. And I'll be going to the PulseCon conference in September. Whenever you get the opportunity to network with individuals that are all going in the same direction, that's powerful, you guys. Anyhow, you guys, I'll keep this one kind of short. The only last thing I want to do is I want to hand out the crypto kudos for the day. And that crypto kudos goes to Jim Rat Crypto and Sam. You guys have been killing it on YouTube. I appreciate your hard work and your dedication. Keep it up. Like that being said, I would encourage you guys to sub, like, make a comment, all that kind of good stuff. I am going to be trying to make content on a daily also, and spreading the good word about PulseChain, PulseX, and Hex. So 10,000X in PulseChain, now what? Well, let's get to launch. We're getting there. Keep positive, you guys. Stay strong. Let's not be divided within the community. Let's come together and let's stay diamond fisted. Hey you guys, it's John with Crypto Compassion. Thanks for tuning in. Talk to you soon.